Hi everybody. So today we're going to take a look at the Godox. You can see it, Lux Cadet. And this is the flash for almost all cameras. And as you can see, it's a retro style. That's what got me. I kind of like the style of this thing. So let's unbox it and take a quick look. So as you can see, this thing's pretty small and compact. I mean, that's my hand. I assume it's going to be even smaller when I open the box. Before we actually open the box, let me read the back. It says, with the built-in 3.7 volt 700 mAh lithium battery, you can deliver up to 620 full power flashes. It offers a GN10 flash index at ISO 100 at 1 meter. So that's 620 flashes at 1 meter. So you may not use this to shoot an event because you probably need more than 620 at night. But this could be fun just for, you know, an ordinary shoot or just a couple flashes or, you know, a couple hundred flashes actually. Sounds fine to me. And GN10 at 1 meter sounds like a fine spec. So let's open this thing. Nice little retro look to the box. And there it is. Really small. I mean, again, that's my hand. So let's take it out and look that over. So there is, very simple, this little slider over here. And if we take this, and there you go. Okay. Now, there's a little on-off switch in the back. There's a slave 1, 2, and then I assume that's the test light. So let's turn this on. There's manual. I don't know if you can tell. There's manual and automatic. Not sure, I haven't tested a TTL yet, but so it's green, which means it's ready to go. Okay, there you go. Pretty straightforward. It does take a second or so to recharge, so this is not something if you're going to shoot action with, I think. There you go. There you go. And slave 1, slave 2 could be useful if you're using this in conjunction with others. On the side, that's the charger, USB. And I assume this is an electronic, probably connecting to a flash unit, a wired connection. But let's look what else is in the box first. If we look in the box, let's take this out. A little bit of cleaning cloth. And then, yes, so this is a USB-C, that's got to be the charging cable, and then this is your connector to the flash. Okay, so next let me just mount it to my flash and see how it works. Okay, so little quick correction. I said this was a cleaning cloth. It's not. It's actually a little bag, and you can fit it in here, just like that. So everything in a little pouch. Okay, so now I have mounted this on. Interesting that it turns clockwise, as opposed to my other flash, which was the other way. Now, I've set the camera at 100 ISO, f/5.6, 1/125th of a second. And there's actually a little guide in the back. So, okay, not sure how that happened, but that's okay. There are 2 dials you'll see. So there's an external dial, and then there's an internal dial, you'll see it. So what'll happen is, you probably can't see at this point, but I've now set the external at full. And the internal dial tells you, it gives you a distance at the top. So if I set it to 1 meter in the internal dial, you see this, it says 1 meter. Maybe you can see that. It does give me f/5.6 to f/8. So 1 meter, f/5.6 to f/8, full power. I'm at ISO 100. This one actually does give you also ISO. You can see that says actually 50. So 100 is pretty close. That should be fine. Of course, we want to be between 1/100th and 1/200th for the speed. And let's just take a photo. I do have this set on auto white balance. And I'm going to take a quick shot. So interesting. It actually leans a little blue. So, but in terms of the brightness at a meter, it looks fine. I'm shooting a wall over here. It just comes out as plain white. So, and pretty bright white. So in terms of manual versus automatic, I always tend to be in manual because I used to have a Canon that used to work very well when in TTL. On a Sony with I had a flashpoint flash. It seemed to work fine, but usually the situation I'm shooting is changing so much. It's better to be using manual and checking instead of just relying purely on the TTL on the flash. So I'm going to show you a couple shots that I took with the Godox Lux Cadet, and then also with the Flashpoint round head flash, because I was kind of curious how they compare with the help of my little buddy over here. I don't have a name for this guy yet, so looking for that. But one was on auto, second was manual at I think full power, and then manual quarter power. So that was the Lux Cadet. And then for the Flashpoint, I had it set to, first of all, TTL, and then manual at 1/128th, and I adjusted to 1/32nd to see what the comparison was. Both fine, both great. You can see that the Lux Cadet, one of the reasons I also liked it was that I wanted a little bit more of the fashion look. You'll see the spread on the Lux Cadet is a little brighter in the center, a little wider. This one was a little bit softer, not a big difference, but if you're looking for that fashion flash look where the model, the person shooting might be really bright, the Lux Cadet might really work well for that. I haven't really tested it yet, but on first impressions. On this one, this is, of course, TTL, and this could last for 3 hours on a night. And it has high-speed sync. So if I were shooting an event, of course, I would use this. For the other one, if I'm doing a fashion shoot or something like that, and I might shoot like 100 shots or something, and I want that effect that's really a little bright in the center, and maybe just a little harsher or a little sharper, I might go with that. That might work really well. So that's kind of my hypothesis right now. I like the Lux Cadet. It's compact, easy to take on a shoot and then maybe a fashion shoot of some kind. Also, if you only need like 100, 200 shots, it's great. The recycle time takes, it takes a bit, so you don't want to be shooting action. So for example, here's one, and let's see. Okay, so it does take about, maybe a second to actually take a second shot. So as long as you have time for that, but it's pretty cool. I like it. And I like to have both options instead of just what this does. And of course here, normally I would have a little diffuser on this so that it would be softer, especially if I'm shooting people. But this could come in handy, and I'm looking forward to trying this more on a fashion shoot. So, Godox Lux Cadet. Check it out. I will.